Welcome back, friends. Are here once more again. Today we're going to be doing another figure review, as we're doing the unboxing and review of another of the Black Series figures from Star Wars. This time around, it's going to be the Imperial Commando from the Mandalorian. For those who have not caught up to Season 3 of the Mandalorian right now, it's basically the new Imperial Commandos made, now having Beskar armor. A little bit spoilers, but Season 3 has been out already for a good year or two, I think. By now, but yeah, these are the Imperial Commandos, Moff Gideon's new guys. All of them have now, all their armor is now made of basically Beskar, so basically now they're able to go toe-to-toe with the Mandalorians. And it was actually pretty fun seeing them. I do love the armor design that they come up with here and now. It's they're really cool design. I do love the armor. I actually kind of hate I didn't get more of these guys, because I actually could do some custom combinations with a couple of my other Mandalorian and clone troopers. But yeah, without further ado, let's go with the unboxing of the figure. So starting off with the unboxing of the figure, let's go with, like always, cut the top of the tape off the top of the box. See one right there, one right there. There we go. Anything on the side? Nah, nothing on the side. So most of the time, usually these guys, we can just slide them out. No problem at all. Thought we said no more problem. There we go. Oh, but the carpet was being stuck there, but that's fine. And like I said before, we just slide these guys out of the plastic containers. Usually that's all they have in there, for those who want to know. Just the figure itself with their equipment. And out of the box right here, this is before we get them out of the little plastic container. But yeah, overall it's actually looking pretty good. There's one thing I will say about Black Series figures, at least when it comes to their troopers. Most of the time, they're usually good, well-detailed design. The backpack right there, the jetpack right there, a little bit much more different. The one we see was our Mandalorians or clone troopers, as is more Imperial design. We got their blasters right there. I feel like a modification of the regular blasters. So I do like design. I do like design that they're making it kind of like a little bit more realistic, but still looking so pretty good. Now let's try to get this guy out of the plastic first. Okay, first take them off the plastic. I do apologize for the noise. Now we have the Imperial Commando out of the plastic. Looking pretty nice, not gonna lie. Let's grab the rest of the stuff out. First things first is blaster, but first things first, we gotta take off the tape that's around it. Good thing I have a new little sharp knife that I have now added to my collection, for those who want to know. Another knife, another little small knife from Smith & Wesson. Really do like these knives, not gonna lie. Really good, useful, handy knives to always keep around with you. But maybe one day I'll do a review of the knives one of these days. Take out the main blaster, main pistol, and the jetpack. Now we go put that away. And now we have everything out with our Imperial Commando. I keep saying Mandalorian, but technically speaking, they can technically count. Especially if you watch, what's it called, Rebels, with some of theirs. We just attached the backpack onto the back. Actually, let's do a full in-depth review before we do attaching the weaponry stuff first. So, here's the Imperial Commando as he is. Overall, pretty nice. I do like the detail and coloring for him. Looking pretty good. See the detail on his armor, his helmet. Really does remind me of a lot of Phase 2. I guess, let's be honest, Moff Gideon loves to take a lot of designs from a lot of different parts. The Mandalorians, the clone troopers, clone commandos, and upgrading them to basically favor for him. Overall, I do like the armor. Everything looks pretty nice. It's actually kind of a little bit much more better than what we see with our stormtroopers. We'll do a little bit close up with our stormtroopers when we get around to do that, when I do the reviews and comparison with them. But yeah, overall, looking pretty great. Little backpack on here is pretty nice. The coloring for this is not bad at all. And it's actually probably one of the better details. At least comes with figures. I'm going to be saying this because sometimes, I don't know if you've ever have any Black Series figures, or sometimes the coloring sometimes a little mismatch, especially with factory making. Sometimes they don't do full M-Decimal, but overall looking pretty great. The rifle looking pretty nice. It actually looks pretty detailed, and the shading of the color looks pretty nice. Not gonna lie, overall pretty good here. Little pistol as well, little blaster. Let's see if we get the focus right here. There we go. That's what we want right there. Focus on that. Overall looking pretty nice. And now let's attach him with all of his equipment. First things first, attach the back right here with the little pegs. And unlike before, because a lot of times with previous, with Stormtroopers and Mandalorians, they usually have the one peg. This guy right here now has actually triple pegs right here, which is actually a little bit interesting design. They went this route, probably want a little bit more secure, which is not bad. Always making sure these jetpacks are always secure is always good. I know that I've had some problem with some of my jet troopers, my jet clone troopers. Okay, we attached the pistol to the holster, which this comes out. Oh yeah, the little string right here comes out, so that's actually pretty good. I always love it when they give us this for the holsters for the pistols, because let me tell you, a lot of times this does happen with a lot of figures, especially some of the Black Series ones, where they either don't give out holsters or they only give ones. I'm kind of knocking this off on one of the Mandalorian's figures from Bo-Katan's clan, because one of them, I forget, I think it's the chick one, only has one holsters instead of two, which is kind of a little bit disappointment. I had to go and get me a custom one so I can attach onto that for later down the line. But yeah, overall now we attach the little blaster rifle. I forget what the name for these are. I'm gonna figure it out later. But they do kind of look like a little bit, well, let's be honest, all Imperial weaponry, all are basically reminiscent of German World War II weapons. Now let's try to bend the arm right there so we can have them basically hold this weapon. And boom. Here we go. Overall, looking pretty nice. Now, Imperial Commando ready to fulfill his duty for the Empire. Overall, the figure looks pretty nice. Very, very sturdy. And there's one thing about the Black Series figures. They're always very, very sturdy figures. Overall, pretty nice. Let's go with actually the articulation for this guy. Head's on a ball joint like most figures are, for those who want to know. Could wiggle around like that. Spin around. No problem at all. Bob and weave is what we want. His arms are kind of those ball joints, a little bit rough, because this is technically a new figure, so he's barely coming out, so it's going to be a little bit stiff. Like over time, if you play around with these, they will loosen up over time. Luckily, the pauldrons are kind of like a little rubber there, so they actually can move around, so that's pretty nice. Don't have that luxury with some of them other trooper figures, but hey, we get what we get with some of these. His arm's able to go all the way like that. He has like different ball joints on the arm, so he actually can spin around his joint kind of like that. He's able to bend his arm all the way there. His hand's on kind of like a little ball joint swivel. Not too much, but hey, it's able to spin around. That's at least nice. Overall, pretty great. His torso is kind of like on one of those ball joints in the middle, so pretty great. That way, I know a lot of people tend to do customizing as the armor. It does have the Under Armour there, so that can technically come off if you do some customization work. So pretty great. Overall, pretty nice. His ab joint's pretty great. That's actually pretty good movement. Legs are on their own ball joints too, so able to go all the way up, all the way back, but only towards the side. This kind of thing with a lot of figures. What's it called? It's able to. I can't do full spirits because it's technically on those ball joints. This kind of thing with ball joints, sometimes there are limitations, unlike some of the other figures. But you know what? It's able to do as much articulation as it can. Leg is able to bend that forward. I don't want to break it all the way because I feel like I'm double jointed there. Feet right there are on like a little swivel. Can move around. Or go in as much as you want. But hey, that's fine. Overall, articulation not that bad. Overall, it's kind of standard for what we see, especially with Black Series figures. Overall, pretty good. And let's go with some side experience with all the troopers that we have lying around. And we're back. And as we usually see here, most of the Black Series figures are around usually 6 inches because that's the standard for most figures. So going off with starting with most of my Imperial figures. Next to the Imperial troopers, we have a regular battle-worn or storm-blasted Stormtrooper, who is basically blaster bolts and during battle damage for his entrepreneur during his battle time. If I can get him standing right here a little bit, you can see the comparisons. I'm going to have to hold them like this because I actually kind of want to fall. See what the comparisons right there between their armors. Going from my regular Imperial Stormtrooper to some First Order guys, who's the kind of upgrade, who's probably, technically speaking, after the Moff Gideon's Mandalorians. Overall, see the comparison right there. I do apologize having to hold him too. No, actually, no, I don't need to hold him right there. Overall, I kind of feel like there may be a little bit shorter. I think it's because the more Mandalorian design of the Imperial Commandos kind of making it a little much more slimmer than most of these other guys. Going from him, we have one of our, I'm pretty sure, space troopers. Or just the ones piloting the TIE Fighter troopers, what I should say. He's a little bit, technically still the only difference between the armor configuration between them right here. Going from him, some variants. First one up is the Scout Trooper, for those who want to know. Usually we see these during the Return of the Jedi, and basically any other Star Wars, like Star Wars Rebels. I do kind of like design for this one too, especially for kind of this one being like more of a desert. Oh, well, it was a Scout Trooper design, so technically speaking, this one's kind of more the desert design because of the coloring. That's where he was. One of my favorite designs, I'm going to be honest. I really do like the Shore Trooper armor. I feel like this is the most military technical out there. I really do kind of like the coloring for this too. I do love the design for this guy. Really, really great. This one feels probably the most militaristic next to the Scout Trooper. Going from them, we have one basically back from the Bad Batch. This is basically the Imperial, the start of the Imperial armies. Stormtrooper regiment using still clone armor. This one's actually a real figure. I know a lot of people are trying to get these. I actually got lucky getting one of these. And then last but not least, the clone troopers, as they technically were Imperials for a good time during the Bad Batch. But yeah, overall, I really do like design for this. Oh, actually, wait. We're forgetting some people. And we're talking about commandos, we're almost forgetting some clone commandos. Going off with Hunter with his clone commando armor, basically the basis for most of it, in comparison to the other ones, and he doesn't want to stand up. Come on, Hunter, just stand for just one segment. There we go. Really great. Going from Hunter, we have some of the other clone commandos from Clone Commandos right here. So back to with the clone commanders, we got Fixer right here. Going from Fixer, we have Sev over here. Come on, Sev, stay still. Pretty sure I'm good with the names. Going from Sev, and then we have Boss right over here. Sadly, for those who want to know, I do not have Scorch. He's the only one of the team that I'm still needing to get out of the Delta Squad, sadly. I did get most of the, for those who want to know, I did get most of my Black Series figures from GameStop because that's where I usually get most of my Star Wars figures, I'm going to be honest. And then let's go last but not least some Mandalorians with Mando himself right here. Though this is my Mando during season 1, I think. I forget. Is this season 1 or 2? Yes, he does have a couple more pistols than regularly because I tend to give him some physical ones. He has a USP-45 and a regular clone blaster DC pistol. Just roll with it, folks. And then last but not least, some other Mandalorians. We have I forget her name, the chick with Bo-Katan. I don't know where I do not know where Bo-Katan is at the moment. But yeah. And then last but not least, we have the badass himself, Boba Fett. One of the ones who started it all. Though this is him during his Book of Boba Fett series version of himself. But I also do have his original version of himself. And damn, what he called I forget what he called this, carbonated style. I forget. I know this is the coating they kind of made for this one, carbonated version for this Boba Fett, which I actually do kind of like. Really does make him look good. I do like the shininess of it. Kind of looks like he got sprayed with the carbonated things where where it frees people, Star Wars. But yeah. And we're back, and overall, really nice figure, I do say so myself. I do love the design. God damn it. We're going to do this out the stand, because the stand tends to be breaking all the times. But overall, pretty nice, good figure, I do say so myself. I do love the design for him. I really do like the design of this. Despite them being the bad guy designs, I really am phenomenal with this. I feel like the combining of the Mandalorians with the phase 2 versions of the clone trooper armor, with some of the clone commando armor design wise really fits well, along with some of the upgrades with the Imperial Army did later down the line. I do love the design for this. Jetpack, it's a little bit hit or miss. I think I like it. I think it's still fine for what it is, for a small design. I think comparably to like some other characters like Boba. I forget where I left Boba at. Overall, pretty good design. I do love the coloring in this. I do feel like the white really does it well. For the whole Imperial stuff, especially with the little gray stuff, comparing it. Overall, pretty good figure, I do say so myself. And yeah. If you did enjoy the video, please consider dropping a like, share, and subscribe, as I do appreciate it, folks. And as always, this is me, Prior Arden, always doing reviews whenever I can. I am sorry if I'm not doing as many reviews as I've been trying to. I've been busy as of late. Work and everything else has kind of been making me not be able to kind of do new videos. I'm trying to do more if I can. I'm just going to try to pump out a couple more before the year ends, and maybe something around for New Year's as well, and definitely something for Christmas as well. But yeah. Thanks for everybody watching. Let's go. Have a nice day. Stay warm up there because it's been cold. If you can see my hands are cut because what's called been working outside, and the fridge cold's been really hurting. But yeah, stay warm out there, folks. And yeah, have a nice day. This is Prior Arden signing out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.